Hello and welcome to this edition of Cops Corner. My name is Officer Dan Bailey, and today's topic is what to expect when calling 911. With me I have Karen Clevenger, a supervisor at the METCAD 911 Center. Karen?
Great. Well, I can answer some questions for you today about the 911 Center. I work at METCAD, which is Champaign County's 911 Center. We are located within the community and we employ emergency dispatchers from the local area. We are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Every time you call 911 from your cell phone, or if you still have a home phone, you'll reach METCAD. We take the information from you and we enter the information into a computer, and we also send the appropriate emergency response needed to the scene. Usually, the same person who answers the phone is not the same person who sends the police or the fire units. And there are usually 5 or 6 of us working at all times. We work in the same room and we have an integrated computer system that works together with the dispatch center, Urbana Police, Urbana Fire Rescue Units, along with the neighboring police departments like Champaign Police Department and the Sheriff's Department and the U of I Police. So when you call 911, the operator is typing and talking to you and asking questions at the same exact time. And we ask a lot of questions. That is so that we can get as much information as we can to the responding emergency units. We will have you repeat the address to the emergency to us so that we are sure to have it right. Because sometimes when we just repeat back what we hear, because callers are in an emergency situation, the caller will agree with whatever they had said. So we will talk more about locations later, but after we ask your address, we're going to ask you the phone number, because in case we get disconnected, we want to make sure that we can call you back. And we will also ask you to tell us exactly what happened. With certain calls like fights, we'll ask specifically if anyone has a weapon and if anyone's been drinking alcohol. And those are to alert the police officers or the fire units of the severity of the situation. If there is a certain offender, we will ask a description of the person, if they're male or female, their race, an approximate age, height, and weight, and their color of clothing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but give your best guess so the officers have a mental picture of who they're looking for. Since someone else other than the person that you're talking to is sending the officers, and the computer is sending the officers all the information about the situation, the operator can stay on the phone with you until we get all the information that we need, or until the officers are there right by you. Please don't hang up until we tell you to do so. If you're unsure of your location, we like to stay on the phone with you to make sure that help gets right to you. If you're in an unsafe location, like there's a burglar in your house, or if you're alone and you have a serious medical problem, we will stay on the phone with you until help is there. When you need an ambulance, the computer tells us exactly word for word what medical questions to ask and what medical instructions we can give to you. We can tell you how to do CPR, relieve someone that's choking, and how to deliver a baby. But for police calls, we memorize all the questions that we need to ask. And we always ask every caller for their name and their phone number. We don't release any caller information that we obtain on calls. And there are even certain rules from the Freedom of Information Act that allows us to keep caller information confidential. But if you still feel uncomfortable about giving us your name, that's okay. Just tell us that you want to be anonymous. We still have to ask because it's our policy, but you can tell us that you'd rather not give us that information. Again, just please don't hang up. A very important piece of information you need to know is that just because you're calling from a very sophisticated wireless phone, we don't necessarily have the exact location that you're calling from. If you have a GPS-capable phone and have a very good signal with a tower, we can tell within 150 feet of where you're located. But if you're in an apartment building, we don't have which apartment. And if you're in a large store or a large area like Parkland College, we don't know specifically what part of the building that you're located in. That's why you, the caller, are a vital component of public safety. We rely on you to tell us the specific location. If you do still happen to have a landline phone, we can tell which apartment you're calling from. So, from a public safety standpoint, it's best to have a landline phone in your house still. Because if you have a babysitter or a relative staying over at your house and they're unsure of your address, we will have it from a landline phone. At the 911 Center, we understand that calling 911 isn't something that you do every day. It's easy to stay calm, or it isn't easy to stay calm when you're hurt or you're scared. And we understand that, and we train for that. So to make it easier on you, listen to our questions, and we'll guide you through your emergency together. Listen to our questions and answer them the best that you can in order to get help to you quickly. We have to be able to understand your answers, so make sure you speak clearly and slow. If you're afraid to talk because someone might hear you, slow is the best way to speak, and try to get yourself in a safe location. If you're unable to do that, talk to us like we're your best friend. We will pick up on clues that you give us, and we'll ask you right away, are you able to talk freely? We'll ask you yes or no questions to get help to you. Again, please just don't hang up. We need your location to send you help. So I hope this information has been helpful to you today, and I want you to remember that you play an important role in reporting emergencies and in the safety of your family and community. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. If you have any more questions on this topic or anything else, send your question to the email below. We will pick from the questions submitted and present that question and its answer on a future Cops Corner. From all of us at the Urbana Police Department and for Karen Clevenger, thank you for watching.